we're going on to our second game here. It's going to be on Shakuras Plateau and against our players, which we'll introduce right now. So spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Shakuras, we have our player who's down 1 game, DDE.
All right, spawning also on the south side in the left position, we have our Protoss player, CombatEX.
Playing on Draconis.
Yep.
I'm going to get confused.
Yeah,
after this game,
I
I'm
always
going to
hate
call
that.
him Draconis. But yeah, so in the first game there, DDE was going for some sort of aggression with the Hellions and the Marauders, but CombatEX was, you know, able to hold that off. I must say, though, I was really scared, because when the Terran was pushing up, all he had was 1 Stalker, basically.
Yeah, I think if he had landed those concussive shells, things would have been quite different.
If that Stalker was dead right at the base, right? So
But they managed to both survive and helped reinforce the attack coming in.
StarCraft, a game of seconds.
Yeah.
That's what
It's
it is.
amazing how it comes down to just that. You think as a low-level player, oh, I get some leeway, but you really don't.
So why do you think CombatEX chose this? I mean, DDE chose Shakuras.
I don't actually know. It's a pretty typical map. There's not a whole lot of quirks with it. It's pretty standard. We might see some good drop play here because there's a lot of difficult ways to defend the back of the base. There's a lot of space. As you can see, our observer was showing, there's that little ramp there that's blocked by the rocks. So
yeah,
it's difficult to get anything in there to spot for you.
And DDE, he really likes to do that play. I've seen him do it quite a couple of times on this map. He'll go Hellions first, and then he'll transition into a Marine tank sort of attack. And basically, this is the best sort of position that he could be hoping for. The spawn locations on this map, he's able to siege down on the low grounds, drop into the main base, and it's going to be devastating to see how CombatEX might be able to hold this. So going for that Nexus first there.
Oh, Nexus first.
Pretty safe.
Always a,
yeah.
I was going to say, always a ballsy move against Terran.
On this map, though, I would say I think it's a pretty safe play to go for. I mean, especially with just the distance. And it looks like DD is going to be scouting the wrong place just now, scouting cross positions instead. So noticing that the base will not be there.
You see that from a lot of players. I think it's possible some just forget which are cross positions and which aren't, because it varies so much, and it varies from tournament to tournament as well.
So DD getting in position, he's going to be dropping his command center as well. And Probe tried to block, or maybe he didn't even try, and he's going to be chased out there by that Marine.
So I think this game will play out quite differently now that he knows the expansion is coming down. He doesn't have to wonder what's behind that wall.
Little cheeky move here by DDE, trying to do what Protoss usually do to a Zerg player, bunker rushing the back of his base. Although, you know, this SV will easily be taken out.
Well, that's actually a lot of workers being pulled for it.
Yeah, so actually this little shenanigan might actually work. CombatEX is going to be just a little bit scared, maybe thinking that, oh, there's some sort of proxy 2 racks or some sort of thing going on. And here comes the first Marine, and this SV does get taken down, so the bunker will not complete, and the Marine will have to shimmy on out of there.
You see more Marines streaming over. They're going to probably get a few probe kills, actually.
Yeah, it looks like DD's not giving up on this pressure yet. Right now, first Zealot is getting chrono boosted out. Now CombatEX only has probes to defend this. I mean, probes against Marines, not the best kind of defense you could be asking
he's actually
for.
lost 3 already.
And it looks like with another Marine joining this, 1 Marine does go down, another probe going down, 2 Marines going down. So doing pretty well here. He is defending. He does have that chrono boost to able to pump out more probes. So CombatEX is doing all right, and with the Zealot out, he should be okay. Now it's coming down to the micro of DDE.
So that worked out quite well. He managed to get a few kills, and as we said, seconds matter. Look, we see 5 workers killed. That's quite a bit this early in the game.
Now this SCV is once again going to be running from our Smoker Zealot here, who just for his life just can't catch up with this little rocket boosting SCV.
You see he spots the 2 gas. There's nothing much else in the base, unfortunately, for him. The Robobay does go down. I assume he saw it. Oh, there, it's at the front, so he'll definitely see it getting out of there.
I like this by CombatEX. It's like, okay, yeah, scout my main base. I'm just going to drop it at the front where you can't see anything. Terran has control of our watchtowers here, and DDE looks like he's going to get his factory down as well. In terms of harvesters, the Protoss is still pretty much ahead, though Terran does have those mules, right? But
yeah, the mules offset more than a lot of people think.
For sure. And it looks like there goes the 3 racks and the factory coming up for DDE. So getting ready to ramp up his production just a little bit. Going to be making quite an army. And to see if he's going to put on any sort of pressure on our Protoss player. And CombatEX rushing for the quick Colossus bit.
I like that.
Yeah.
Colossus, amazing against Terran always. Well, as long as you get that range. Without that range, they can be quite risky.
That's for sure. And just judging by, you know, the composition of DDE's army right now, very heavy in Marines. So, you know, if the Colossus is able to be produced, these Marines are going to have a terrible time trying to fight that laser beam of death.
With Stim coming down and the I almost said Stargate Starport as well, so we'll see some medevacs coming out shortly. Maybe we'll see some of that drop play we were hoping for.
DDE
Always
is
exciting.
pretty well known for that drop play. Probe now just scouting around, just going to be seeing if there's any sort of third base, if DDE was going to go and be a little cheeky and go on that economy, because if he did, I guess CombatEX could throw down a couple more gates and just go for some sort of Colossus push if that was the plan that he's taking.
Which we might see. We see the Thermal Lance upgrade coming right now. Colossus being built. Not much else in regards to army, though.
Thing is, if DDE wasn't going to be taking that third base, I guess it could be a little different. Knowing that he's not taking the third base, CombatEX is going to be a little more careful, I believe. Not going to just kind of go all in. And we see some missile turrets going off right now. No real other scout going for DDE. I haven't seen a scan in the Protoss base anytime soon. So here comes the factory going for that scout. He doesn't know what's coming, so maybe he's expecting Dark Templars or something like that, putting those...
That would be my guess. The SCV he had in the base, it didn't see anything. He doesn't know what's going on. You can see on the map that he did see a building there, but if he doesn't click it while he's there, he doesn't know what it is.
So it looks like Stalker's in position now, going to be catching this factory. There's no way they're going to be able to kill this factory, but it looks like it's just going to be a forward distraction. DDE going to land in the base, probably start pumping out Hellions from there. And here comes a drop, just a distraction, as I said. Drop, oh my gosh, skirting around the edge, and CombatEX is being baited. He is like a fish right now, and this DDE is the fisherman. And here comes the Marine drop in the back of the base, having to pull the probes right away, but the whole army is now down. And with Stim finished, there's going to be a lot of damage in the base here.
Alright, and he's pulling the Stalkers and the Zealots over. He's pulling all the probes as well, but... that's quite a good idea. Oh, and the Nexus is falling down so quickly. DDE. With the Colossus there, he might be able to hold this pretty easily.
Well,
and hopefully not take too much damage.
Well, a lot of probes have been killed, but I like how he placed the factory there, making a path where the Protoss couldn't go through. Colossus is going to be able to hold off this attack here, but, you know, how many workers have been killed? And 20 workers have been killed for DDE. Really
did not notice that many. Oh, we see another push coming in the front here, but there's two Colossus ready, just going to instantly roast those. Oh, the one Marine does get away, 10 hit points.
He's like, ah! Gonna tell him my friends! There's two Colossus in the front. And here comes his friend, so it looks like they're going to get the news pass. Factory is burning on fire now, and the two medivacs get away, so, you know, future drops are still a possibility here.
Yeah, we see a lot of pylons in the upper right-hand corner. I wonder what exactly the plan for those were.
I think some sort of counterattack. I mean, the last game when he was able to defend, you know, CombatEX was able to counterattack almost instantly because those pylons were already laid down here. So this might be his plan, or it could just be for future harass on that third base if the game does go out a little bit longer. And it looks like DDE is switching into Viking production. He does see the number of Colossus on the field, which is actually at 4, so quite a number of Colossus already.
That Colossus push we predicted is coming.
It is, and with those pylons up, the reinforcements can just go straight in, but it looks like another drop's going to be going down for DDE in the back. The bunkers are being set up at the front. He's trying to get this defense up, but the drop is going down now, and we'll see how CombatEX has to deal with this. Probes are now getting evacuated, and here comes the pylons.
This will actually be interesting. You can manage to get those pylons and depower those gateways during this push. It's going to be a lot less powerful push when that pylon there finishes.
That's
it's
for
not
sure.
going to be able to warp in that much. But the Vikings are doing some decent damage, but being pushed away by the Stalkers.
Oh my goodness, and DDE is going to go straight for those pylons. So once those are down, no more reinforcements for the Protoss, but it doesn't look like any reinforcements are even going to be needed here. With 4 Colossus and only 3 Vikings now, 1 almost dead, and now the production is under attack here. It's looking actually very bad for our Terran player.
And the SCVs are getting roasted already. Nice block there by the Stalkers to keep the Colossus in the back nice and safe.
And these Vikings just not doing enough damage on these Colossus. One Colossus is going to go down, but there's 2 left, and it looks like the ground army for DDE has been taken out. There goes 2 more Vikings pop just in time, able to snipe those last Colossus, but with these Stalkers, target fire them down. Now getting surrounded. And DDE, some counter BM there. Get out of my base, he says, while he's still destroying CombatEX's base. And with all these probes, they can't fight against this Terran army here, and it's looking very bad for CombatEX.
Oh, and we get the GG. I was going to say, it looks like that Colossus did not make it out.
So game number 2 goes to DDE. Now the series is tied up 1-1, and it's pretty exciting. So we'll be going straight into our next game. I think we're going to cut to a quick little commercial, and we'll be right back with you.